They weren't just ladies in waiting. They were the invisible architects of power, ruling kingdoms from behind the curtains. While kings fought on bloody battlefields, women of the castle fought quieter wars of loyalty, lineage, and survival. This is the story of women whose names history whispered but never shouted. Women who commanded armies with a glance, shaped alliances through marriage, and bore the unbearable weight of duty. Subscribe now if you believe history's greatest rulers deserve to be remembered, even those who wore no crown. Meet Eleanor of Aquitaine, queen of both France and England, mother of 10, and the most powerful woman of the 12th century. She wasn't allowed to lead armies, yet she influenced crusades. She wasn't crowned emperor, yet her bloodline shaped Europe. When her husband rode off to war, she ruled his empire. When her sons rebelled, she chose between crown and child. Imagine the strength it takes to send your own son to battle your husband and still keep your throne. Eleanor was imprisoned for 16 years, locked away by her own husband, King Henry II. But her silence was her weapon. Letters she sent from her cell shaped alliances, marriages, and betrayals across Europe. Every whisper that reached her tower was another move on a chessboard of power. She wasn't just surviving, she was ruling from the shadows of her prison. Behind every crown was a mother's strategy. Royal women married off their daughters at 13, not for love, but to save kingdoms. Each child was a pawn, a fragile piece in a deadly game. Some wept for their lost innocence. Others hardened, realizing their survival meant mastering deceit. Can you imagine? Watching your daughter walk into another kingdom, never knowing if you'll see her again, all for the sake of politics. When the Black Death wiped out entire bloodlines and wars stole away kings, the unthinkable happened. Women ruled openly. Margaret of Denmark, Isabella of France, and Blanche of Castile, women who turned sorrow into steel. They weren't meant to lead armies, but they did. They weren't meant to command men, but they earned their loyalty. They proved that leadership wasn't born of gender, it was born of courage. But power came at a price. Behind the grandeur were stories of betrayal, affairs whispered through corridors, daggers hidden beneath silk sleeves. Love was a weapon, and trust was deadly. Many of these women died unnamed, their legacies buried with them. But their choices, their defiance, changed dynasties. She loved, but she never forgot the cost. Every stone castle you see today once echoed with the footsteps of women who dared to shape destiny. Their lessons remain. Power doesn't always wear armor. Sometimes it wears silk and silence. They remind us, survival is power.